In the year 2020, the US Department of State said that they lost $40 billion to cyber attacks. The US has had numerous different cybersecurity attacks occur throughout the last decade, but our state legislation and our federal legislation have done nothing to prevent this. We see cybercrime come in many different shapes and sizes. This is anything from cyberbullying all the way to full-blown terrorist attacks. Cybercrime within the United States occurs all the time. Just last year, the Department of Treasury was hacked by China because we utilized a third-party source to store financial information. This caused China to be able to easily hack us because we used a third-party source for all of our information to store it. Today, you will see why the US needs to put their foot down and go after these hardened criminals that put our lives at risk each and every day. Let's begin by defining the problem. Cybercrime is a major problem in the United States and around the globe because it causes significant financial debt, but we must first understand how much the world is losing from these attacks. According to Cybercrime magazine, cybercrime around the world costs $10.5 trillion annually. This statistically makes cybercrime the third largest economy in the entire world. According to Statista, the US has lost an estimated $452.3 billion in the year 2024 alone, just based off of cyber attacks. It is actually expected in 2027 to triple that amount if we do nothing about this issue. You may be asking yourself, how vulnerable is the US to cyber attacks? Well, because the US is a free society, this allows for the less restrictive measures on technology and causes cyber attacks. Just to place this issue into perspective, on the website Statista, it says 90,000 malware attacks happen every single second in the United States. And just to add on to how vulnerable the United States is to these attacks, in 2021, the US was attacked by ransomware that closed down the entire Colonial Pipeline. This caused issues because people were picking up gas out of trash bags and other things just to get gas for their car. This also created issues because it showed how vulnerable the United States is to these types of attacks. But these cybercriminals don't just go after governments and large-scale corporations. They also go after small businesses and people less aware of the possibility of a cyber attack. In fact, in Cybercrime magazine, it says more than half of all cyber attacks are committed against small to mid-sized businesses. These hackers go after groups that are more vulnerable. This is why these criminals go after small businesses and people less susceptible to these attacks. So this can be anywhere from young people that have never utilized technology and once they start utilizing it, they don't know the risks involved. And this can be all the way from senior citizens that don't have much experience in technology and are more susceptible to these types of acts. Now that we have addressed the problem, let's look into the causes behind it. The two major causes for people to commit cybercrime is the possible financial gain and the weak security surrounding technology. First off, people that commit cyber attacks for the most part are very intelligent and understand the risks involved with doing one of these attacks. Some governments around the world aren't combating cybercrime like other countries, which allows for a platform for people that are intelligent to commit these acts in other countries. The second cause of cybercrime is the weak security surrounding technology and the cause of simple human error. Most people don't know this, but governments and businesses utilize third-party organizations to do their security for technology, such as the US, which allows for our government to be more vulnerable to cyber attacks because other countries or criminals attempt to get through to our technology. This is easy because it's a third-party source instead of our own government that is utilizing it. Then we also have a simple human error. Sometimes we accidentally give out our information to people that don't actually need our information. This issue makes people more prone to cyber attacks because people make just a simple mistake. And now that we know the issues and causes of cybercrime, let's look at possible solutions. The first solution is a multifaceted approach. We can do this with state, local, federal, and global lawmakers, and we can help do this by combating and grouping together to work on this solution. We can do what's called the California Consumer Privacy Act, which took place in California. I believe we should go global with this idea and allow citizens to become more aware of where their information is going. The CCPA, or the California Consumer Privacy Act, was brought forward by the California Department of Justice and says that it grants California residents rights regarding their personal information, including the rights to know what data is being collected, and the right to delete that data, and right to opt out of having their data sold. If this goes to the global stage, it will help consumers with where and how their information is actually being shared online. The second solution is to spread awareness of cybercriminals and attackers globally. We can do this by going to the global stage and spreading out and speaking out about cyber attacks and showing the world our hardening stance on this issue. We should no longer negotiate with these types of hackers. And placing our foot down with people that commit these acts will help the United States and the globe succeed in this. To conclude, the time is now that we begin to prevent these further attacks from happening. We must create global laws and create awareness of the major issues that this is happening with. Where will we be tomorrow, next month, next year? We must take a stance now to prevent these attacks from occurring and to help create a better tomorrow. Thank you.